up, guys? Healthy musician in his 40s. I've decided I've got 1 year left to make this video because I'm 49. And next year I'll get to make the healthy musician in his 50s video, so stay tuned for that. It's been a wild ride as a musician. You know, I'm 49 years old now. I've been doing this since I was 16. That's 33 years of quote-unquote the grind. And what a beautiful grind it has been, for sure. I just wanted to give you kind of a recap of a timeline, if you will. When I think back to my 30s were wild. It was basically touring, traveling, extreme excitement, extreme highs, extreme lows, a whole bunch of fun, and the stress that comes with that fun as a working musician. A couple things stand out, and that I had to learn in my 40s. So if you're in your 30s, this is kind of for you. Or if you're in your 50s, congratulations. Or if you're in your 20s, this will also give you some perspective. No matter how old you are, this video is for you. Back to my 30s. Traveling. Traveling is stressful. As fun as it can be, the amount of free pizza I ate in my 30s, no reasonable person should be eating. Why? Because all the festival owners and all the bar owners and the concert venue owners get the band rolling in off the bus at 2 p.m. for sound check, and they go, how am I going to feed these guys as cheaply and as effectively as possible? I got an idea: pizza. So you eat a lot of pizza as a traveling musician until you get to a certain level where you say, I refuse pizza, chicken salad, please, or grilled chicken on a salad. So the free pizza. Then there's the donuts and the convenience store 2 a.m. guy who just did a gig, feels super powerful, kind of entitled, ridiculously tired, and deserves a donut at 7-Eleven right as the bus pulls in. There's that guy too. Then there's the guy who drinks energy drinks and sugary things all day to give himself a constant source of energy. You get the point. As a traveling musician, there's more temptation out there in the world to eat terribly pretty much all day long. And you do it. So in my 30s, I was 30 pounds heavier than I am today. And it wasn't until I got to my 40s, well, let's stay in my 30s for a second. So there's the nutrition. Then there's also the lack of exercise. Now, you would think to yourself, getting up on stage every night and performing is exercise, and that's true. And that can do some serious damage to your back and carpal tunnel and give you some long-term issues as far as being a guitar player or a drummer or bass player. It reminds me of this great line I read in Phil Lesh's book, the bass player for the Grateful Dead. What a great tip. He said, one way to save your back is every couple months to change the length of the strap on your guitar, and man, did that save me. I have done that since my 20s, and that did help my back quite a bit. For all you back problem guys out there. But lack of mobility. I didn't exercise. You're sleeping on a bus. Your whole life as a touring musician is 3 things: sleep, eat, play music. Boom. And you get any of the 3 whenever you can, and you just keep on this rotation. So you can't get into a quote-unquote healthy lifestyle. It wasn't until I came off the road and became a quote-unquote digital musician that I am today, with all of my social media presence and these YouTube videos, that I got to create a healthy lifestyle for myself. In my 40s, all these things started falling apart. So this could be true for you too. Bulging disc. I threw out my back at 41, had to go to the emergency room, was there for 2 weeks in Erie because I was going to have back surgery. Didn't have to, got physical therapy, and when I was at the physical therapist, he said, Kev, you've got to start moving. You've got to run because you're overweight, out of shape, and this bulging disc is going to become a herniated disc, and you're going to have to have back surgery if you don't. So I said, okay, fine, doc. And I got out on the track close to my home and I started running. I ran it every day that summer and I recovered. I got a lot better. And there were some really hard times when you're out there on the track and you're saying to yourself, I'm not a runner. Nobody in my family runs. How am I going to keep this up? Maybe I should just stop. All these things. And this is the advice I would give anyone trying something new and to make a part of their healthy lifestyle. It's the stories you tell yourself that hold you back from becoming that thing. And now I'm a runner. I've been doing it for 8 years now. I run 5 miles 3 times a week, even through the winter on a treadmill, and that has made a huge difference. So really, these 2 areas of my life were gigantic: nutrition and exercise. And now it's a way for me to exert my energy. In my 30s, I was exerting my energy by eating pizza, candy, donuts, and sleeping on a bus and traveling and doing all the things that you imagine a younger musician would do, including the temptations of the road. Yes, that was all me, and now it's all not me. So going forward, and what this modern musician climate looks like, the stereotypes of the musician that was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s, of a musician who just does sex, drugs, and rock and roll, is no longer. I don't see that anymore. Like, all of my friends mostly are sober, eating salads, sleeping well, and working out and getting fit. And like, that's how modern musicians do it these days. You don't get on a well, there are a few exceptions from the old school, I guess, and there always will be. But those people die younger and they don't get to make as much music. And they usually are in their prime in their 20s and 30s. I want to be writing my best material in my 50s, 60s, and 70s. And like, I want that to be my peak. So the healthy musician of the 2020s, 2025 and 2030s is here. He's everywhere I look. And we're more like professional athletes. Even the old school guys like Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, they eat great and work out. Like, you don't get to live that long and play music for that long without changing your lifestyle. You would just burn out. And it's not any fun anymore, to be honest with you. It's more fun doing something different. So that's a part of it. And the competition. There are so many musicians now that can be hobbyists, part-time, full-time, professionals. There's so many levels of the modern day musician. Whereas in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s of the last century, it was either you're a pro musician or you play at bars on the weekend. That was it. Now, with social media and all the opportunity out there in the world, and technology and pro studios and home studios and Spotify and YouTube, of course, and all these opportunities to get music out into the world, there's a wider variety of a musician. And because of that competition, you got to stay sharp. Healthy minds, healthy spirit, healthy body, healthy everything, all the time. So yeah, the healthy musician lives deep in my heart, working every day to bring you the best possible music and inspiration. And I just hope that somebody out there can tell themselves a different story about themselves if they want to make changes in their life. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.